When you think of Ajax, you think of the stars they developed. Dennis Bergkamp, Wesley Sneijder, Basten, Ligt, the list goes on. The 4-time Champions League winners are not with a team to be messed with, but with Ten Hag departing to Man United, the team has started to crumble. Finishing 3rd last season and sitting in a poorly 12th this season, this team needs a rebuild quickly. So today, ladies and gentlemen, follow me on this rebuild where we restore the glory back into the mighty Dutch Giants in Ajax. Let's go. So here is the mighty Ajax, Dutch Giants, pioneers of football, one of the greatest of all time, one of the teams that always stands out in club football. But before we get into the challenge today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to actually make it even harder. We're only allowed to sign 3 players per season, and we got to have at least 5 players from the youth academy because I need Ajax for the last game, which will be hopefully very soon, because we are Ajax and they are one of the greatest teams of all time. Failed to get Champions League last season, so unfortunately we have got Europa League, but hopefully we'll absolutely dominate and get into the top 2 position to qualify for the Champions League next season. Right, first though, let's check out the team. So looking at the team now, it's actually pretty decent. You can see why Ajax tend to win the league 24/7. Obviously failed to do it last year and are currently 12th this season, but they have got some decent players like Robbie here, the striker, very good talented player indeed. Bergkamp here coming from Spurs, now the captain. 1-star skill, weak foot though. I mean, what has he got? Like 1 leg? I mean, what's going on right there? Bergkamp there, one of the most dominant players at Ajax. Definitely beat more of the camera roll right there. Also, like I said, we want to dive into the youth academy, so we'll get to that in a moment and assess the positions right there with the objectives for the season. But it looks like for this season here, we want to probably try and bring in a right winger here, as it's more of the weakest spot of the team, and also a centre mid and maybe potentially a right back. But Renschwich here is quite young at 20 years old. I'm pretty confident, especially in the Eredivisie League, he can grow up to be a mental star indeed. So looking at the scout network now, as you can see, we have hired 3 scouts here from Nigeria, Netherlands and Hungary right there. But looking at the objectives for the season, we can see here sign on the youth development to sign at least 3 players under the age of 20 with a potential greater than the average overall rating in the current position, and also sign 2 players in the defensive position. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go with Big Kelvin in the Nigeria. Now, when I think of defenders, you think of Italy. They absolutely produce some of the world's best in their heyday. So we're going to go for the Italy region right here. 9 months, yeah, we might as well do mine once. So physically strong centre-back, because that's what centre-backs are right there. And also before we just seen that we want to get someone new for the right wing spot. So I'm thinking attacker, Brazilian bit of flair there for the right wing, 5'5". So we want to go and send them to Brazil. So let's go with 9 months indeed. Winger, and if it lets me bloody do it, and we're going to do right wing. And on the last one, I am going to just go for the Dutch League as well to get into that region of things right there. And we're only going to send this one on for 6 months. And I think I'm going to do a bit of a playmaker for the centre mid row. So hopefully we'll get someone quite good back in the next couple of months. We'll keep checking through it and see who we get. So ladies and gentlemen, the first signing for the Ajax rebuild is going to be in the right wing position. He comes from a team from Villez Sarsfield in Giuliani Prestini, a right winger, 69 overall, 17 years old. Yes, I did say we want to find a Brazilian in that position, but we need someone that can rotate in that position, give a bit of fighting power between them two to fight for the first team. Hopefully going to grow up both individually. Number 14 comes in as one of the 3 signs we could potentially make this season. Welcome, Gianluca Prestini. So let's show the second signing for the Ajax rebuild. It's going to be a player from Royal Ataleb. He was linked with Liverpool, the Belgium centre mid / DM and Arthur Benson. We swapped in with Kenneth Taylor, the other centre midfielder, 8 million for an 8 million player, straight swap deal with a 4% release clause. So hopefully in the near future that won't bite me in the ass if this young talent grows up and wants to leave. That's what normally the crack is of Ajax. But he is here for the long run. An absolute baller. 18 years old, 74 overall. What a player. So with new players like Prestini and Vermaelen going in the centre mid and right wing spot, we went into the tactical vision, and I think I'm going to go for wing play. With Bergkamp and Prestini coming into the team, I think it's a very pacing team indeed. With Bergkamp as well performing in the right wing spot before we got into the rebuild, I think in that camera with him and Robbie in front of him, I think the wing play would be the best suit for them, considering both of them are over 6 foot right there. We also hired out some coaches as well, just to give that little bit of an edge for Ajax, considering, like I said, they finished 3rd last season and are now 12th in the league right now. They need all the help they can potentially get. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are simulating up to the day where the scouts are returning. As you can see, all 3 of them have come back. It looks like as well we have won our first league game as well. 3-2 right there. Kick off the season straight away. And it looks like we've got a massive game right after at home at the Johan Cruyff against final. But before we do into that though, and simulate to the end of the season, let's see what the scouts have brought back for us. So here we have it then. We have the Dutch international scout reporter coming back with some players here. Is there anyone here that stands out? I mean, this guy, Edward Sanders, not really the best there, but Luke Jensen here. We'll take him on, see what the crack is with there. We'll just quickly reject these and get into the second scout. Rightio, so this is more like it. Look at this. Breno Alves here, 1757 to 75, 79 to 94, and he's only valued at 1.1 mil. Definitely could be a potential starter right there. And also Bruno Lopez, 16 as well, just underneath the 1 mil mark, but could be an absolute baller right there in the near future. Could have a bit of that Brazilian flair and 2 players there. Very nice indeed. The rest of them, they're dog shit though.
Pardon me, Mr. Perfect.
And lastly, we have the Italian scout coming back here. Is he anyone round here? It doesn't seem like he has brought anyone back there. So it looks like the Dutch and the international scouts have had a bit of a shocker, but the Brazilian one have had a stormer. Gonna reject these, and then we'll check out them 2 players we have brought into our academy. So I'm just removing some of the dead weights of the game. Already generic U4 there. William Jonas stated that. And 46, I mean, has he actually got any legs? I mean, German Moreno at 46 overall. You've had a shocker. Bruno Lopez though, 59 overall, though he is one of the lower ones, 59 overall right there. 16 though, so got a lot of development to go yet. Definitely going to be in the wing position, but I think I'm going to try and get him in the left wing position. I mean, it's saying 25 weeks though. I think we'll leave him in here. We'll let him grow up a little bit more. I think we're just going to do 13 weeks. But the one I'm more excited for is this Breno Alves right here. I mean, 17 at 61 overall already is ridiculous. Considering we've just signed a right winger in Plastini, I'm going to see if I can convert him into a left winger and see what the crack is with him there. What I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to simulate 1 more month with the scouts and see if we bring any more talent into Ajax. So people, we have hit the January transfer day, and as you can see, and looking at Breno Alves and Bruno Lopez, we have decided to sign them on with contracts with Ajax. However, I am going to loan them both out for season 1 because I feel that they'll definitely get more game time with a bit of a lower tier team. So that is why Breno Alves go to SV Hervensen and also Bruno Lopez to Sparta Rotterdam. Which leads us into the scouts returning for the second time in this rebo. Looking at the Dutch one here in Laurent de Drons here, has he brought back anyone that is decent in the Dutch league? It doesn't, oh actually, Danny Delevaux here could be someone at 15 years old, so we're going to bring him in right there. But other than that, doesn't seem like anyone here is really standing out. However though, the first scout for the Brazilian, he has struck gold once again, but this one, he could be the regen Ronaldinho, the Vinicius, the R9 in Breno Correa. I don't know how you pronounce that last name, but a shocker. But the Ginger Fox up top here, I mean, 1.6 mil average already at 16. 100% could be going to the starting team straight away. We've also got some more, it seems like Galo Neves here. He could definitely get in at 600k value right here. Edson Cabral isn't really the one going off there. Adriani Castro here, 17, will bring him in as well. The rest of them doesn't really think they're going to make the cut for Ajax. Looking at the Italian Giants now, the Youth Academy back star has come back for the second time. Has he finally found the next Maldini for us? Doesn't look like anyone on the top here. We have got this Emmanuel Ferrari here. Hopefully he is like a Ferrari in the back. We're going to bring it in right there. Diago Gresso. But we have got this player in D'Angelo right here. I mean, 15 years old with that potential. He's already got a beard at 15. I mean, what the hell was going on there, game? But fair enough, you do you. Seems like a bit of a baller there. We'll get him in the Youth Academy and we'll have a look from there. So here we are then, lads. Here are the people that could potentially go into the Ajax team in the first season. This guy here, Breno Correa, I mean, just get straight away into the team. No messing around with this kid. Definitely going to be potentially special, and I think I'm definitely going to sub him on in the substitution bench. Just put him on there so he can rotate with some of the team. Adriani Castro, though, we're just going to let him grow up a little bit in this development right here. To Gabriel Neves, same with him as well, 15. We can't let him as well. Danny Delevaux is wearing the centre mid row, bit of rotation hopefully in the near future. Emilio Ferrari right here, and also Alberto Romero, who we will bring in, so like I said, to just tick off the box. Other than that, though, we have got this Samuel D'Angelo here, which I think he's definitely going to be making an appearance very soon, maybe in season 2. But for now, not looking too bad in the Youth Academy. So here he is, the new fresh talent, the new kid on the block in Breno Correa. As you can see, he's got the potential to be special, hence why we put him in the substitution, not the starting team with Pristini. We're just going to keep him in now because he is one of the new signs as well. But we have got the likes of Forbes, Korean, and like I said, Pristini battling out. So hopefully Bergwijn could do the bits on that left wing on his own. He's not got much rotation on there because we have loaned out players for his position right there. So maybe perhaps we go into Korean and convert him into a left wing, because we have got Pristini and Forbes potentially growing as young talents right there. Which now leads us into our objectives. Yes, we've had a look at the youth development. As you can see, we have ticked out, which is a critical priority there for Ajax, which is literally going to said. Ajax is known for bringing out world-class players. Brand exposure, I signed one crucial player. We haven't done that in the full position this season and get a streak of 7 games at home, which we've got 2 of 7, so we just need 5 more right there. Financially, they're not too worried about that. Only got the 59% there. It's only on a it's not too bad, but I think we could definitely do that easy peasy. Domestic success, win the league and reach the semi-finals in the actual cup run, fair enough. And continental success, they want to reach the quarterfinals in the Europa League. I think that's very doable with this team, but there is actually some very good teams in the Europa League. So at the same time, 50-50, but we'll have to wait and see at the end of the season. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the team for the end of the season. Hopefully they could do bits for the entire of the season. At the moment, we're not doing too bad. I do believe we are actually undefeated. Hopefully we can remain that near the end of the season. Let's see what we do. So as you see, ladies and gentlemen, we are similar to the end of the season. We have got a shit ton of inboxes to get through, but let's see how we got in the league table. I reckon we've done it, and we have by an absolute stormer, only losing 2 games with 1 game remaining. We are 10 points clear, so let's just jump into this right here, get the quick sim, because it does not matter what the results. We won anyway with Vermeeren getting the last goal there. Vermeeren, I don't pronounce his name, very tongue twister right there, ladies and gentlemen. However though, how did we get in with the cups? It looks like we didn't get into the final of the Europa League, because we would have just loaded to the screen right now. How did we get into the Eredivisie League Cup? I don't pronounce that. And we won that as well, as expected, as the best team in the Dutch. So technically the rebuild is kind of halfway completed already, ladies and gentlemen, but we have to go and try and win the Champions League, which will be a big tough task for Ajax. You never know indeed. Let's say we beat Vitesse there, and let's say Exeter. I don't know, I'm so bad at pronouncing names.
Who?
I do apologize right there. Let's have a look at our team now and see who are the outstanding players for season 1. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the outstanding players here for season 1. Of course, the 2 main men in Steven Bergwijn and Steven Bergwijn are going to be the most outstanding players here. 26 and 12 assists and 49 and 20 goals for Bergwijn. The big surprising one though is Robbie going down and only getting 5 goals in 11 games with, I'm not going to try and pronounce our last name, in Georgie's. We're just going to pronounce his first name. Getting more of the starts there. I mean, a lot of rotation between these strikers. You can see 15 there and 16 in the league, but in the Europa League this kid did really well with 12 goals in the United. So maybe this kid right here is going to be the starting striker over at Blobby right there. Looks like Vermeeren as well had a really ridiculously good team, got it by +5 as well. Very big player indeed. Getting to some of our youth academy players now. We have got Bruno Lopez here, our Sparta Rotterdam. He didn't get played any games, but he did go by +5 right there. Unfortunately though, big Bruno Corvera, their next Ronaldinho, only played 1 game, which is very disappointing indeed. So maybe a loan spell for season 2, just to get out the overall potentially special like Bruno Lopez right there. We also had Breno Alves here, going up by +5, 66 overall with only 1 game as well. But I'm pretty confident. I wish EA would kind of fix this in a way. I kind of wish they did fix this. They get more game time, these youth academy players, but they do go up by +5. So maybe we need to do this with Brendan Croy in season 2. Getting to the youth academy of things now, you can see a lot of players have really gone down. Majority of all of them have there, but we are going to sign them in because we could potentially sell them in season 2 and make a bit more coin for potential the free signings we are allowed to make in season 2. So welcome Castro right there. We are going to probably get rid of Gabriel and Neves over those, so he's not really going to cut it out. Same with Danny Delevue here and also Ferrari. But we are going to bring in D'Angelo, because I think even with the 83 to 89, being at 16 years old, 4-star as a centre-back is insane. So I think we're going to bring him in as well. Getting to a lot of the inboxes in now, we can see we've got a lot of things to cover over right here. We've got some player chats here in Carlos Forbes, gone up by a lot, this kid. Definitely going to be potentially starting next season. Brando Van der Blumen here, we're just going to get back in action. And some of the kind of stinkier players, they're not massively happy. However though, just to jump back into the inbox right here, we have got a transfer offer for Gorta and Robbie here, but unfortunately I can't reject this. So they look like they want out, just naturally they want to leave. So what we're going to do, we're just going to reject it right now, and hopefully we'll sort that out in season 2. Before we crack on to season 2 though, I'm going to have one last dance in season 1 with the scout network with these three. So what I'm going to do later with Kelvin Asenio, I'm going to send him to the mighty Portugal. See if we can get the next Cristiano Ronaldo. We're going to go for the striker role. Yes, we have got some players in that position already, but I feel like I definitely want to get someone right there. And I believe one of our objectives is for the ST role as well, more the attacking role sense right there. With the Hungarian one though, being an Englishman myself, I want to find the next big thing. I want to find the next Jude Bellingham, the next Steven Gerrard, the next Wayne Rooney. So what I'll be doing is getting him in the centre mid role as a physically strong English midfielder right there. And Delange, we're just going to send him back to the Dutch league because I feel like he's still got something to offer as the man right there. I'm just trying to bloody find it. There it is in the Dutch league. And I think I'm just going to do this one as normal for 6 months. So what we'll do, we'll simulate to the end of the month and let's see who we can find with the scouts. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 8 inboxes to get through. We got an absolute shit ton to go through. A lot of them with really Brobby and also that Gorta obviously wanting to lead the club, but we'll sort that out in season 2. Without further ado, though, we have got an offer here for the Colina for a loan offer. I think this is probably the best bet for him to get him out on a loan. What I'm going to do is go hopefully do a short loan. I don't want him to be gone too much. I just want him to get that extra bit of +5. So then hopefully he can become a star in season 2 right there. Without further ado, though, let's have a look at the monthly scouts. And let's get into it. And hopefully they can find someone actually quite decent. So here we have it then, one last dance. Third time lucky potentially for the Dutchman. No one again unless from this Justin Janssen here. He doesn't seem too bad, but again, it doesn't seem like the outstanding player. Let's have a look at the ones here. We're just going to jump fire right back into these right here. The Englishman, anyone here? That one was absolutely shocking there from the 5'5" Hungarian right there. At his senior, let's have a look. Portuguese. Rui Mendes, 6'2". Is this Cristiano Ronaldo 2.0 here? 1.4 million value. Definitely is 17 years old as well, so he's definitely going to be able overall. And also Javier Teixeira right here as well, so we're going to get him in. 2 outstanding players. Let's have a look at their overalls. So here we have it then, the 3 players we've just recently looked at. We looks like we got Justin Janssen here. He's got decent potential. We're just going to put him in as the 6 weeks right there. Doesn't look like he can play anywhere. I'll be to be fair actually. He's got a lot of good dribbling, so maybe he might be a bit of a natural winger, perhaps. I mean, maybe we do right mid with him. I mean, he's not bad pace, but look at the dribbling and agility. So I think what we're going to do for him, I think we're just going to show him in the right wing spot, and we're just going to play around him right there. I mean, he's 15, so definitely won't be ready for season 2 anyway, regardless. Javier Teixeira, very low on the overall. Definitely needs a loan spell with this kid right here. But the guy we want to look at is this Rui Mendes right here. 1761 overall. Got skill. He's got the weak foot already. Seems like an absolute animal. Again, a player we could potentially loan. I'm just going to do this one to get his attack and work rate a little bit higher. And the pace and the shooting. Could be an absolute gem. We're going to actually sign him actually. And I think what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is probably loan him out. So here we have it then, some of the big ballers that could potentially be in the last game of the season when it does eventually happen. We have got this Adriani Castro here, bit underrated here a little bit. We're going to loan him out as well. About Romero. We've also got this Mendes, a potential to be special striker, and actually D'Angelo here. But I'm going to keep this guy in the main team as a centre-back substitutional player right there. Not a bad little player indeed. Let's get on the development there. We're going to get on the lowest one possible so we grow even quicker. Get him on the 9 weeks, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into season 2. So season 2 has arrived back with Ajax and myself, but this time we've got a whopping 53 million to play with. Also, a max of 3 players we can sign, 53 million, and some players leaving the club as well. We could definitely work some magic in season 2. First bit of business that popped up with throughout the calendar was Breno Correa getting his loaned out to ST Tweet on a 1-year deal. Shortly after, Broey getting his wish on leaving the club to Spain legend Seville for 19 million. Shortly after though, we found an incredible young player out of the 3 scouts that have returned once again in Flávio da Costa, 15 years over, 2 million market value. Is absolutely insane. Next line of business for Ajax, so we sold the backup goalkeeper in Gorta to Hoffenheim for 5.3 mil, followed up by 3 talented young players in Rui Mendes, Alves and Lopez, all getting their loans as planned. Which leads us into present day. Now, looking at the team now, it's very good indeed, but you can see some weak spots in the team, especially in the centre-back row of a Hasso right there. But thank God, this season, with some of the players, so we've got a whopping 86 million to splash on 3 potential signings. Let's see who we can get. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first signing of Season 2 is going to be a man that's played for this club already. He's just gone to Arsenal, but he's coming back in Duran Timbers. We need a new centre-back for Justo. He's just not that good. 72 overall, we need a replacement. 81 overall, pay 35 million for him. He's familiarised with the club already. He's a fan favourite before he left. We're going to bring him back. Number 5, I think that was actually his number before he left, so it actually suits it very well. It was meant to be for the return of Duran Timbers. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I'd bring in a World Cup winner, a Premier League winner in Julian Alvarez. You're probably thinking, this ain't realistic at all. But who gives a shit? We gotta bring a winner into this team if we want to go for the Champions League in the near future. Who knows? Maybe Season 2. I've got a good track record on this channel for getting it in Season 2. Who knows indeed. But we have to cough up a lot of money. We sold some more dead weight. 40 million with a swap deal was Jorge, the striker that did really well last season. But look who replaced him with number 9 in Julian Alvarez, an absolute demon in the ST role. He is going to bag loads in the Eredivisie League for Ajax. So this is the team going into Season 2. And like you can see, it is very good indeed. D'Angelo on the bench as well before I've just gone off that screen. It is looking very solid indeed. We should be cruising the league once again. Before we advance to January to see some of the loans and how they're progressing, let's have a look at the objectives from the board above. So here is the objectives for the season from the board. As you see, youth development here. We're not going to really deep dive into this. We've got a couple of players now. We don't want to get so many and then we can't really organise them. We've got a nice bunch here that have got the potential to be special, excellent prospect and show great potential. So I'm not going to deep dive into this too much. I hope it isn't going to bite me too much in the ass in the top left corner with the green bar. So hopefully it's not going to be too shabby indeed. Brand exposure will get 25 games without defeating home games. That's a big ask to be honest, but with the team we've got, especially with the likes of Julian Alvarez up top now, he should be, I'm expecting him to be like 40 goals by the end of the season, to be quite honest with you. Financial, medium, done that already, happy days. Domestic, do the double once again, you expect that. And Champions League is time, not Europa League, reach the quarterfinals. I think the team that we got and the potential that they've all have in the team, I think we can definitely do it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to January, assess how the loans are doing, and then we'll get to the end of the season. So here we are then, the deadline day is here for January. Let's assess the situation, especially with the Youth Academy players. Before we get into that, we have got a lot of inboxes scrolling through. So let's have a look here. We've got the monthly scouts, but like I said, we're not going to deep dive into that much there. We've got some transfers. We've got a player chat here. I'll have to go right down to Forbes, it seems. Eventually be looking for a right winger. We'll just say you'll get your chance right there. Hopefully the simulation will play out nicely for him. Junior, I'm guessing this guy wants to leave here, this lad here, because he's getting rejected quite a couple of times. So hopefully he will find a club very soon. Without further ado, let's get into the squad hub and let's have a look at some of our Youth Academy players. Righto, so starting with Samuel D'Angelo, he's gone up by +2, the excellent prospect. He's only played, it seems, I think, one game as well, which is very irritating indeed. Very annoying indeed. Maybe we can try and put him on another loan spell, so we'll do that right there. Mendes gone up by +4. It looks like Castro's gone up by +2. Lopez gone up by +3, so he is near the 70 mark, which is very nice indeed. Same with Bruno Alves right there. Anyone hitting it so far? The 70 overall finally goes into career. We did expect him to finally hit some stats there. Look at the stats he's produced as well. Finally getting some games with some of the young players right there. Looks like Pristini's gone up by +1 as well, which is nice to see. Let's have a look. Let's just continue going right here. Anyone else that can catch my eye? Anyone at all? Doesn't seem like it at all. So what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the higher stats profile throughout the season. You expect probably Julian Alvarez, as expected, to get a lot of goals as well. Bergkamp doing very good as well. So did Atcom there, the backup striker role. He's doing very good indeed. And now finally getting to the Youth Academy here. As you can see, Justin Janssen, I've changed him from a centre mid to a right wing, 48 to 66 overall at the age of 16. So we're going to bring him as well. And we've still got this Flavio da Costa here at 89 to 94 potential. Hopefully by the time he is 16, he'll be 70 overall. And maybe just one loan spell, he can literally just make it into the first team straight away. Before we go and continue on though throughout the rest of the season, we're going to go and get through the deadline here to maybe loan out the centre back of the Italian one right there in Angelo. Just got to loan him out. I think he'll get his +5 or 6 and get that excellent prospect skyrocket. I know by the end of the season, you never know, he might hit the odd 70 overall. You never know indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at the standings though, we are once again top of the league with only one loss. How are we getting on with the cup runs though? Are we getting through this cup? We are in the quarterfinals. We are on track to do the double once again. How are we getting on with the Champions League? Well, that's the big question. we're in the round of 16, to be fair. We're doing really well indeed. Who knows? Could we get into the final and end it early? However, we got to have at least 5 minimum players from the Youth Academy in the starting X side to actually play the final and get the challenge completed. Rules are the rules. We have to stick by them right there. Without further ado, though, let's get to the end of the season. So here we are then, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're at the end of the season, and I reckon we have done it again with 83 points. As you can see, a lot of the inboxes are flying through. Have we done it, though? And of course we have, with only 2 losses once again. Let's just get into this straight away here. Get a quick sim, and then hopefully see what the crack is. Maybe the Champions League. You never know. We got the win there, with Vermin getting the last go again this season. Fair play. Did that in the last season as well when we winning it. And I'll tell you what, we're in the semi-final against RB Leipzig. And they have got the advantage though, and we are away. So let's advance up to straight here. Got some stuff here. Actually, we'll get into this right now. Might as well. View squad report. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Anything else that changes my mind? Nah, not really. So without further ado, let's just get into this straight away. No messing around. Can we get into a final? I'll be very surprised if we can, beating them away. But you never know. You never know. And they beat us on aggregate. I mean, to be fair, though, just them beating us on aggregate by 1 goal, getting to the semi-finals in our 2nd season is incredible. It just means that potentially now we could go for it in Season 3. Season 3 could be where it all ends in the Champions League. Just 1 step closer, maybe 1 or 2 more signings. See some of these Youth Academy players grow. You never know. It could happen indeed. Without further ado, let's continue on with looking at the tables. Have we done the double once again? And we have. That's back-to-back doubles now.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
In the Udinese League, we beat Twinny there in the final 3-1. Let's have a look at the squad hub. So here we have it, and here are the outstanding players for Season 2. And surprisingly, Julian Arrows wasn't the top goal scorer, which I expect him to be. It goes back to Steven Bergwijn with 23. Julian Arrows with 15 and 28 in the Udinese. I expect him to do a little bit better considering his overall, but it is what it is, I suppose. Bergwijn being more of an outstanding camp as per usual with 12 and 11 right there. Happy days indeed. Forbes got to an 80 overall, which is nice to see. And Vermanson got to an 83 is unbelievable. Let's have a look at some of the youth players though. So here are the Youth Academy players now, and some of them are a bit hit and miss. I mean, D'Angelo, we tried to loan him out in January, but going for the hours, just no one was going in for him. There was offers there, but it just didn't get done in time, so he just had to stay on the bench. It's looking quite bleak for him, let's just say that. Androni Castro as well, only going for a +2. Mendes a +6, which is very nice to see indeed. Justin Janssen here, gone up by +19. Only got show great potential, but we'll just keep him on him. I expect it to be a bit higher, to be honest, considering he's only 16 years out there overall. He's incredible. Bruno Lopez right there, 69 overall. Who else? Brandon Alves there. Collier up to 71 is unbelievable. And I think that is pretty much going to be it. I mean, Giuliano Prestini here, only gone up by +1 as well. Before we continue on though, let's have a look at the Portuguese baller in Savio in the Youth Academy. So at last, Flavio da Costa can finally get signed to the club. 89 to 94, definitely the best player in this academy that we have found throughout this whole challenge. So welcome to the club, my man, right there. What I am going to do, ladies and gentlemen, in Season 3 is take a little bit of a hit. What I'm going to do is change the complete formation and play a lot of the Youth Academy players in the first team, and hope and see how they get on for whole Season 3. So that is the objective right there, just to mix up a little bit and see how they get up in terms of overall. You never know. The Youth Academy players with some of the, the more experienced players can actually push them and maybe get into a Champions League final. Who knows? Let's just get into Season 3 and see what the crack is. So ladies and gentlemen, Season 3 has arrived, and like I just said before, getting to Season 3, I want to go pedal to the metal and put a lot of the Youth Academy players in the starting 11. So right further ado, this is the formation I've gone, bam! 4-1-1-4, originally a 4-2-4, but what I've done is put Bergwijn more into the camera and Vermeeren more into the only central midfielder in that role there, because he can just do everything he can, and I'm so confident I think that this will actually be alright. Actually very weak with the cost of the Portuguese there up top with Correa right there in as well. We've also got as well, I'll just show you, Mendes, the Ronaldo 2.0, Forbes, D'Angelo, and also Alves and Lopez in the reserves. They're ready to get substituted on anytime throughout the season. However, though, I know this might sound daft, but it is a bit still weak at the back. We need someone that can definitely carry that centre-back kind of defensive role, that leadership player. And with the budget of 71 million, I definitely think we can do that right there. So I said we needed to strengthen the defence, so I'd like to welcome in the Spurs fullback in Pedro Porro, 40 million plus Solskjaer. Solskjaer is a left back. Pedro Porro, I'm going to convert him into a left back and see how he gets on there. 84, 24 overall. They wanted a lot of money for him. I was hoping just do 40 million, but they wanted Solskjaer as well. So I was like, you know what, screw it. We've got a lot of fullbacks, so why not get Pedro Porro in? A defensive and an attacking fullback. Very good indeed. Welcome Porro. The question is, are we going to bring in anyone else? And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't help myself. We've got one of the highest proc bets in Real Madrid in Arda Güler for 20 million with, unfortunately, a swap with Bergkamp. He's just getting there with a bit of age, and I mean, he's 32. He's getting up the stats, but this kid is 20 years old with 81 potential. And being in Ajax, being a team with such young talent, why not come to Ajax and grow even bigger? What a player. Unreal talent. Welcome to Ajax. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up the signings and negotiations for Season 3. This is the team on paper now. And if you're asking me now, I mean, it is looking ridiculous. I think Da Costa's going to really shine as well. That Portuguese striker with 89 to 94 potential. He is definitely going to be one to watch with Alvarez beside him. A lot of experience there with Alvarez and him there. So I think he can be very tasty indeed. So before we continue on to the end of the season, let's have a look at objectives from the board. And as you can see, 4 criticals is ridiculous. Youth Academy, yeah, they're obviously very pissed at me for not doing that right there. That's why I've got the X one. Long term, though, I'm hoping we can maybe potentially get that. I'm not too sure. Brightsburg gets 7 cleats at home. Sign 3 born players in Europe. 2 out of 3. I think we'll be okay, though, to be honest. To much success, win the cups, and they want us to reach the quarterfinals again. So pretty much a replay. They've just added 1 more crucial onto it. Don't think that's too bad, though. I think we could do it. I'm just a bit worried in the top left corner. I hope they don't sack me for like something stupid like the youth development stuff. I'll be very silly indeed, and the brand exposure. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the end of Season 3 and see how this team has got on. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of another season, but this time it is Season 3. Alvarez grabs April Player of the Month reward. Very nice indeed. Once again, as you can see in the top right corner, a lot of inboxes where we're in the league. And it looks like we could potentially bottle it right here. We have to win this game and then see what the crack is with the rest of the other teams. So can we just get over the head shit? We can. The question is, how has the other teams done? Are we looking at a 3rd place, or are we scraping first? It looks like we're in the semi-finals again for the Champions League. Let's have a quick look here. Let's have a look. Did we scrape it? And unfortunately, we didn't. Feyenoord get the result here today. So the double is completely off. Is it completely really off? No, we have got the cup run right there. But we are in the semi-finals of the Champions League. 2-2 on aggregate against Arsenal. Let's jump into this right now. Got a lot of stuff to do here. Let's just have a little quick gander at this. Manager award for the Euthanasia of the month. Happy days indeed. I mean, it looks like a lot of people are not massively happy. Van der Boron looks like he potentially wants to leave. It looks like this Brennan Chodhovic from Budinese there wants to leave. Same with Window. A lot of individuals want to leave the team. I'll tell you what, it's a decent little swap deal right there for Habib Dohora right there. But we'll have to get into that in a mo. Let's have a look at see what Arsenal is saying here. We have got a home advantage. Can we do it? Can we do it? That is the question. Quick sim has been applied. And we're in a Champions League final, ladies and gentlemen. Our first one, Season 3. Is it going to be all over? I didn't expect it's against PSG as well. Oh my god, I cannot believe it. Unbelievable scenes. I mean, are we actually going to win this at the San Siro? Ajax versus PSG. Let's get into the squad hub and analyse the players before we get into a final. So here we are then, ladies and gentlemen. At last, Julian Alvarez gets the results that we wanted to get when we signed him. 37 goals is ridiculous. Bergkamp as well with ridiculous. Goulart as well performing well in that cam row. Verman doing unbelievable bits as an 85 reward as well. Also Carlos Forbes as well, getting a lot of the games. Looks like my tactic didn't really pay off with the starting the individuals starting there. As you can see, Breno Coro only going by +2, only getting 4 games. Mendes going by +2, which is a bit disappointing. I expect them to get more game time because of the challenge is we want 5 players in the team for the Champions League final, which we will do. Do not get me wrong indeed, but we expect it to be a little bit higher considering we could potentially do it and end the challenge here today, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's get into lumps against PSG and let's get the show on the road. So here is the launch today against PSG, against Ajax in the San Siro in the Champions League final. As you can see, I'm going to start with the players that I simulate up to, not the players that the game has automated put in over their overalls. I think that's the reason why people like Da Costa and Correa and all the other youth academy players did not grow. But hey, challenge is a challenge. I would like a challenge against PSG. If we lose, we go into season 4. It's absolutely fine, but do not underestimate Ajax. They nearly did it against Spurs where they had a mental comeback, which then they did follow up losing against Liverpool in the Champions League final 2-0, I do believe. So you never know. Ajax have got a good team. Just to confirm, there is 5 players as well in this team. You got Da Costa, Correa, you got Alves, Mendy, and I believe you got D'Angelo, and also as well you got Lopez, but he's on the reserve. So 5 guaranteed youth academy players are in this actual team here today. The question is though, can we do the unthinkable and go against a very PSG dominant side? We'll have to find out. Let's get into it. So here we have it then. Here we go. Ajax versus PSG in the Champions League final. The underdogs, really underdogs, against one of the best teams in the world. But I will say this with PSG, they have got a tendency of bottling these type of games. So I'm going to pay that into my factor, and hopefully we can do a madness at the San Siro. I will say this though with EA, I think to be fair, the youth academy, they need to invest in it a lot more because, I mean, I don't know, it needs to be a lot better. But Darwin Núñez here, no Mbappe actually, goes into Dembele. It's a short goal and it's 1-0. We expected potentially for this to happen. There's me talking about bloody EA and Ousmane Dembele, the former Barcelona man and Dortmund man, scores for PSG and puts them 1-up in the Champions League final. This should be a walk in the park for them. But like I said, do not underestimate the Dutch Giants in Ajax. There's a reason they're here. And we can definitely bring this back. It's only early stages, lads. Come on. Anyway, before Dembele did a madness for on goal, what I was trying to say was it'd be nice if EA kind of looked into career mode a bit more in the youth academy, because it seems like the only way you can grow them up is going them out on loan. I mean, I've tried everything, put him on the sub bench. You've seen at the start of season 3, put him in the start in XI, which to be fair has kind of, in a way, kind of paid off, because the assistant manager was me similar to the end of the season, and obviously change some players around, and look where we are. We're in a Champions League final, but focus on the task at hand. We can bring this back. Just gotta believe. Come on, boys. Renšec on the ball here. Got a bit of space here. Goes into one of the academy in Korea. Gets a bit pushed off the board, the young talent. Unlucky indeed. Big step for them in the Champions League final today. Rolling indeed. It's a bit weird considering like none of them have a lot of play the game and I'm playing the Champions League final, but hey, I'd said the challenge is the challenge, and it is kind of a challenge, me trying to go against a dominant PSG team with pretty much a team that is like a 3-star rating with some of these players starting today. Ardo Guro, hopefully a man that can carry us to the Champions League final, goes into Sergio Bergkamp, but it's just ruled offside by a tad. Very unlucky. So imagine the scenes if I sub on 2.0 Cristiano Ronaldo and Mendes and he scores a screamer right at the end of the game if we bring it back. That would be unbelievable. But Kevin De Bruyne here, that's signed for PSG from Man City. Currently injured on with Man City with Pep Guardiola at the moment. For me, the best player in the Premier League at the moment still. Goes inside and good interception from Satulo there. The centre-back really grown up as well to be a very dominant centre-back indeed. 30 minutes in now though. Still 1-0 to PSG. Goes into Kevin De Bruyne to Lee Can in. Goes into De Bruyne again. Finds Ousmane Dembele. Scored from there before. Marquinhos. Good save from Rulli there. Gotta get this ball out. Da Costa. Good pass there from the Portuguese striker. Timbers. From Arsenal man. Goes in Renšec. Going for a bit of 1-2 action here. Goes back inside. Renšec. Goes into Julian Alvarez. He's firing between the gap here. He could bring it back at Julian Alvarez. And it's 1-1 just like that. That is why I brought him in. He scores in Champions League finals. He does it in the Premier League. He's done it in the World Cup stage as well. He is a winner. He knows how to get the job done. I didn't expect, to be honest, to get through. I thought he was ruled offside. Hence why my reaction's a little bit more timid than per usual. But what a finish. So I'm starting to believe we could actually do this in 3 seasons. I'll be totally honest with you. I expected maybe with the Youth Academy players to maybe do this to like 4, 5, 6 seasons, but if we can get it done in 3 seasons, then that would be incredible. That would be incredible. Ousmane Dembele plays into Darwin Wizzy. He's in the post, and Pedro Paul was panicking at the back, and Lee Can in has tackled for an Ajax throw in. Right, we've got to get this ball out here. Let's play it out for half time and take a bit of a breather. Could be the biggest upset for PSG in history. Good turn there from Korea. They're the young lad. They've got something in their fire. They've got the fire in their bellies here, the young lads. The 70-year-old. Can he play a good ball over the top? He can't. Unlucky. And that will be half-time, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I might actually sub on some of the youth academy players. I'll tell you what, they're not doing too bad considering they're overall, and they probably played about 5 bloody games this season, even though I wanted to play a lot more to grow a lot bit higher. Obviously, the game thinks otherwise, but they're not doing too bad in the Champions League final against a very underperforming PSG, I must say. I'll let you know for many changes. Really, ladies and gentlemen, 2 substitutions here. Mendes, the striker, and D'Angelo goes on the pitch. See what they can do in the second half. Rotation in the youth academy players. Oh, you can see it there. Mendes goes on for Da Costa and D'Angelo goes on for Sotelo. Massive risk, especially in the centre-back row. But I believe in them. I believe in them. That is what Ajax is all about. Bring up the youth academy players and just absolutely gun to the medal. Pedal to the medal. I refer it definitely there. Come on. Going through and going. No, PSG. This is quite hard and legendary considering the overall players I've got in the team, but like I said, do not write us off. This is football, anything can happen. Goes into Luis, goes into Dembele, and he hits the near post.
I'm in danger.
The Frenchman once again strikes again. The guy with the 2 feet, who's literally is both foot in real life, which is incredible by the way, has got another goal for PSG straight after the second half. Quick little movement inside there, and he snuck it in past Rulli. Disappointing. We expected a little bit. But come on, we did it before. We brought it back. Here we go again. Here we have it. Can we try and do something here to just bring us back? Good pass inside there. D'Angelo. Mendes on the ball here. He's actually got something about him, this Mendes. Oh, it was a ball at the top there. We just couldn't get it off in time. But Korea has won it back, though. He's run down the wing here. Could be a back post cross here if he can potentially get it there. And it looks like Rico Lewis from Man City as well clears his lines. Good pressure from Junior Alvarez, to be fair. And Marquinhos in the end does really well. Keep quite comfortable there. Rico Lewis, Man City player to a Man City player there. Back and forth between these two with De Bruyne. Just got to keep it just a bit steady. Well done there for Pedro Porro. A bit more experience played into play there. D'Angelo, well done. Inside. That's it. Good move there. So is Bergkamp. One of the best players. Right, it goes inside. I can see the regen Ronaldo on the back post. It's gone inside of him. He's gone in. He's scored.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
It's one of the youth academy players. I kind of predicted him to score, and he has. It's 2-2 in the Champions League final, and there's only a little bit time left to potentially nick this. This is unbelievable scenes. I really didn't expect this at all. Good finish, good touchdown as well, and just slivers it to the left-hand side of the goal. Could we be seeing a miracle here? PSG will not live this down if somehow they bottle this to probably, I would say, a second-class team. Look at that, 1 goal in 5 games. Baldy, though, the Spanish man, running through, but Rances denies him. Keep going, my son. I'm just going to boot up the field a little bit here. Can we get a head down there? It's a brilliant head down. A Korea could be through here. There's a back poster to Bergkamp. He could get to Sergio Bergkamp. Bergkamp going through. He scored!
How'd you fluke that one?
And just like that, it's 3-2, the iconic celebration. You can't see my face, but I'm doing it in front of the screen. It's a brilliant... What is happening to their defence? It's all gone off the shit. Rico Lewis, that's why the experience is not to play with him. It's a tidy finish. Could we get the challenge done in Season 3? So I can't believe it. I mean, park the bus, because if we could do this in 3 seasons, then happy days. Unbelievable scenes. I'm happy for these youth academy players. I mean, how they've done this, I don't know. Timbers there, gets up well done. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's not the best ball there from me. Goes into Baldy. Baldy goes into good neighbour here. Good shot. Goal, and really has to force a save. Here's Akon on for Korea. We're going to do a bit more experience up top there. We're going to get him on the field. Kevin De Bruyne, the master set pieces, goes into Rico Lewis. PSG screaming, itching to get something here. It's a good challenge. Get it up the field. There's a potential head down there. And I'll tell you what, ladies, I think we could potentially do it here, because we could be through with Mendes. Mendes is running through. It's another youth academy player. We play it in to Akon here. Akon, can he finish the game? He can! We've done it! Ajax have won the Champions League. For the 5th time, I believe. Unbelievable. I can't believe I'm lost for words. I genuinely thought, and I think anyone watching this video would like to think, I would go about 5 or 6 seasons with the youth academy players so they can get to an overall where they can challenge teams like PSG. And there's us doing it in the 3rd season when they're all like 60 and 70 overalls. This is unbelievable. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have done it. Challenge is completed. And I'm probably as shocked as you are. I didn't expect it at all. I've said it numerous times. But wow, the underdogs, finally really an underdog story in one of these special challenges that I do on my channel. And it is, of course, going to be Ajax. They failed to do it against Spurs a couple of years back, but with me in charge, we have done it. We have won numerous titles throughout this challenge here today. Doubles after doubles, missed out on the league title this season, but we won the cup, and especially now, the Champions League. Unbelievable. I honestly did not expect this at all. But hey, game's the game. We've followed the rules, and we've come out on top. 100% in my eyes. If Julian Alvarez does not get the Ballon d'Or, it's scripted. I mean, the goals he has scored in the Indonesia, the Champions League as one of the underdogs. Unbelievable. But here comes Sergio Bergkamp as well. Could be contested for the Ballon d'Or as well. Lifts up the Champions League final. And for the 2nd time, I will say it, challenge has been completed in 3 seasons. Unbelievable. We continue on. So here it is then, of course, the iconic celebration. I can't believe this. It's a shame we've missed out on the Ajax League title in a way, because I'm going to call it the Ajax League title because we literally have doing bits throughout the whole season. If we started with our main team, not the youth academy team, I think we could have definitely done it against Feyenoord, but I still can't believe, I'm gobsmacked that we've done this in 3 seasons, but you know, game's the game, we will take it. We will take it indeed. I mean, there's definitely 2 outstanding players that pretty much carried us, I feel like, and that is by far Bergwijn and Alvarez. What unreal signings they have been, especially Alvarez, really. Unbelievable. We continue on. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to wrap up this special right here within just 3 seasons. It's a shame, really, because there was a lot of youth academy players that we would like to see and grow. But look, the challenge normally is win the league title, retain order to the team that we are rebuilding, and of course finish it when we win the Champions League, which we have done in 3 seasons. As you can see though, just looking at Julian Alvarez 38 and Bergwijn 30 goals. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Atcom as well, you can see how they've the assistant manager or the games generated for the higher rated players to start, hence why Atcom with the 47. But like I said, it is a very big shame for Vlad Costa to not grow up to the player he potentially could be. But I mean, to be fair, Champions League, look, 4 games, 3 goals. Not too shabby indeed. Same with Rui Mendes, 15 games. So he did get games, to be fair, hence why he's going up by +3. Same with Bruno Correa, when he did play, 2 games out of 4. I know that sounds daft, but, you know, it's a good ratio. It's a very good ratio indeed. Let's have a look at the other ones as well before we continue on and wrap up this video. Janssen as well. That's very surprising. I expected him to be like excellent prospect with the age he is, with the overall he has been applied. But people like Bruno Alves not really getting much game time, and same with literally Lopez, literally just collecting a free Champions League medal. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to quickly wrap up and look at my career stats as well throughout the 3 seasons. As you can see, 151 games played, 106 wins, 29 draws, and 16 losses. With our biggest win against Hercules, against them, 6-0 win, and our biggest defeat, Real Madrid, 3-1. Intriguing indeed. I really didn't expect that, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise in a way if, I don't know, I feel like I've misled this special today, but like I said, we've completed the challenge and we've hit our requirements with the challenges, with being obviously only signing 3 players and having a max of 5 players in the starting / team into a Champions League final, which we have done. Crazy scenes, but the challenge is completed. There you go. So if you did like this video, ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next special. Bye.